this is Lord Zed. Welcome to Lexington. Ha ha.
I don't know, George. That's a bad part.
Power Rangers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Okay. How many Power Rangers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
5?
6. 12. 39. All of them.
A generation from 20 years and Chaim Saban.
That was hilarious.
You want to hear a joke about pizza?
Sure.
Never mind, it's too cheesy.
There you go.
What's red and bad for your teeth?
Uranus. Oh. Yes.
A brick.
There you go. There you go.
Why does Austin St. John hide under his bed?
I don't know.
He's afraid JDF is hunting him down.
Oh.
If I get in your way with this,
I still won't believe it. Sorry. I'll move that out of your way.
Yeah, it's not my way either, so.
Okay.
I know. If we haven't met any of you, you guys be sure and come and see us. We want to meet every single person before we leave today, because we all get on a plane and leave it this evening. So
We love you guys.
we love you more. We want to meet you. We want to meet you.
Our fallen Jason.
Yeah. Hi, little Green Ranger back there.
Oh, no.
It's our little friend. Yeah.
They love the little. Mommy don't want to bite.
Is anybody seeing this?
No, Mommy don't want to bite. What time is it?
It is 12 after 1. We better get started on something.
Yeah, does anyone want to, you can start asking questions if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's get
Do we
started.
have a microphone going in the audience to field questions so we don't have to repeat them? Is anybody in charge?
Does anybody want to be in charge here? We got some volunteers. I don't know. We were
Just if people
wondering.
want to, we usually do it where someone comes up and asks a question, like we did last night, and then,
We got a spare bottle.
yeah.
We'll probably use one of those.
We'll just share.
There you go, Melanie. Handle it, girl.
Melanie, she's tough. Don't mess with Melanie.
All right, we'll take the line starting right here.
See, she doesn't mess around.
No, not here.
Any questions? Nobody has questions?
Come on up, come on up.
Or maybe you want to
Here we
just
go.
yell it? Oh, here comes somebody.
Here comes little
Pink
Pinky.
Ranger. Pink Ranger's on her way.
Let's have them ask the questions from their seats, and then we don't have to stand.
Okay. I was just wondering, what's the question that you get most often that you get sick of answering?
Are we going to come back to the show? No, I don't get sick of answering that, but I get that like probably, like yesterday I probably was asked at least 50 times would I ever go back to the show. So, I mean, you know, the answer's always the same. I would do it if my compadres did it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, I would love to do Power Rangers, but I want the same experience I had. I think if I went and there was another cast, it wouldn't feel the same. You know, it's like that's another job. Welcome, Snow is in there. I know, it's like
Hello, Lexington! How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, I don't know if there's a moderator here.
Yes.
Nobody's doing it. Oh, right there, girl. Hit us up.
Got you one.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good, how you doing?
Awesome. Real quick, First of all, I've waited 20 years for a moment like this, and it's worth every minute of it. Thank you so much for being here. Happy 20th anniversary to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as well as Bullock and Skull. You guys are awesome. I can't believe I'm still standing here right now. It's crazy. But anyway, my question for all of you, this is a general question. What's your favorite all-time inspirational quote? This is for each and every one of you, so we'll go right down the line. Thank you very much for being here, by the way.
It would be by Gandhi. Gandhi, can't say that right. I don't even remember the quote. But what's the change that you wish to see, that you want to see in the world?
That's awesome.
I think mine, off the top of my head, would be a Helen Keller quote, which is the most beautiful things in the something like the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen but must be felt in the heart. It's something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
That's beautiful. I don't know very many quotes, so I'll pick one from a wise woman named Aisha Campbell. You know the Boogie with the Bear?
Okay, there's a great quote from Chekhov. He said, "Any idiot can deal with a tragedy. It's dealing with the day-to-day life that takes a hero."
Oh, that's good.
I got one.
Yes.
This is a quote from L. Ron Hubbard. He said, "A man is as rich as he has friends."
I got one. I have no way. Okay. I got one. It's cash rules everything around me. No, actually, one of the quotes I enjoy is actually something I made for myself. It's life is the adventure you create for yourself.
If you have questions, you can come over here and make a line and we will get them answered for you.
That was a great question, by the way.
Yeah.
Great question.
Well, I already got JDF's answer on this one. I asked him on Karen's show one time. But, guys, would there be any chance that we would ever get your memoirs?
Interesting.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. Might be in the works.
Memoirs as far as just Power Rangers goes? Sir?
Just your entire experience, your life, whatever.
How do you write a story that's not finished? Like, how do you end that? That's the problem with doing a memoir. That's the problem with doing a memoir. If you actually, exactly. If you finish your memoir, you're like, okay, well, I guess I'll just drive a car from the campus.
Make sure you mail it first.
Oh wait, I have the memoir in the car with me.
I might tackle that in a few years. I don't know.
I was just wondering how often you're living your day-to-day life, going to the grocery store and someone's like, hey, are you the Black Ranger?
Oh, I get so mad that I can't do it.
Did anyone ever say you sound just like Finster?
I've been told that.
It's daily. I'm in the market walking and getting groceries and, you know, looking at oatmeal and I hear tee 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 tee.
Yeah, but what's funny is like they don't come up to you. Like you just randomly hear it and you're like, somebody's watching me.
All the time, yeah.
My name's Justin. I was just going to ask a question for Karen. How your radio show got started, and are all of you guys going to be guests again?
Oh, I'd love for them to be guests. They know that it's open door policy. Anytime they have anything they want to promote, they can come on. It got started just because I was a guest on the show, and it's called Uncensored Radio. And I kind of came on, and Jeffrey duped me into hosting a few days a week, and then a few days turned to a few more days, and then I was doing it 5 days a week. So yeah, so you can check us out at myuncensoredradio.com. Uncensored Radio. So yeah, hopefully they'll be all back soon. But you can listen on demand at any time.
And so certain it is.
Hey guys, thanks for being here. For a lot of us, it's just really cool to meet you, at least for the first time. And I know JDF's not in here. Hopefully he'll be here soon. So when the time comes, involve Skull, you guys got to do it too. As a request to all of us, you got to do it's Morphin time. No. It's just so cool to see it in action. So. Pressure, Time Force did it, but no pressure.
Time Force did it. You just made it not punk rock. We're not going to do it.
Is that for you?
You don't want to sit with us? What do we ever do to you?
Oh, it's Jason. He gets his own chair separate from the rest of the cast.
No worries, he's gonna love you. It's like Thanksgiving. Can I have a card table, please?
Okay, my question. First, what's going on over there? No, my question is, if you guys were all going to get to make your own show now, other than Power Rangers, if you were all going to be on the same show, what would the show be about, and what type of character do you think each of the actors and actresses there would play?
You said we're doing our own show and we have this cast? Yes. What you're saying?
I've got one. It'd be called Grow Up Already, and David Yost would be one of the executive producers, and everybody else could be whatever they wanted. We'd create their characters. Check it out.
CSI Angel Grove. Sit next to me, Tommy.
It's going down.
Guys, wow, man.
Oh man, we are like
love the fresh air here. Only take a couple breaths at a time.
Okay, Mike.
Question line is here, guys. Come on up.
Hey guys, it's me again. I was wondering, why would anyone ever live in Angel Grove? There's weekly monster attacks. There's an entire quarter of the town that do nothing but abandoned buildings. So obviously the economy was pretty poor. And by season 3, every single monster attack happened in the park. It's just like that seems like worse in Central Park at night. It's just like, never go to the park then.
It's Ranger Grove.
You don't like it, move to Stone Canyon.
Not a Section 8. That's an LA.
Hello guys. Hello. I have a couple questions for you guys. First one is, because I work at main jobs also, and I always get asked this too. First question is basically, what kept you guys going even when you were tired and worn out, Power Rangers?
Paycheck.
That too. And the second one, this is for David. How'd you feel when Jason David Frank put that fly in your sandwich? Kill me, Jason.
Redemption.
I mean, I honestly never knew that the fly was in there, so I just ate the sandwich and heard
There was
about it
no
later.
fly in it, guys. It's just called hype up here. It's like two UFC fighters or whatever.
There's probably a fly in there. I don't trust it.
No, we don't. Here we go.
Please don't tell me.
It's like a big AA meeting.
Big PR meeting.
Yeah, big PR. Hi, my name is Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hi. I'm the Green Ranger. Thanks for coming today. Very
That's what those coins are for. That's what the coins are for. They're all recovering.
No,
a little nervous. You guys were my childhood heroes, from Bulk and Skull all the way through Lost Galaxy, where through the move I lost track. You guys have inspired everything from my childhood to now, where they're arguing with my brother who would win, the green or the white ranger, who was better, the looking, the pink or the yellow ranger. Really smart sack dance moves, Bulk and Skull, Lord Set's persistence in trying to defeat the rangers, all the way to Zordon's ultimate sacrifice to cleanse the galaxy of good. My question is, do you think that should have been it for the series, the ultimate win? Good wins, evil's gone.
Is that battle ever really?
No. I don't think that's realistic. Like, you know, I think the adventure continues. So luckily we've had many other people be on the show and they've gotten the opportunity to become a part of the family. I mean, it's one thing that I always tell people, it doesn't matter how long the time has gone by. When we see each other, there's an instant connection, and that's what I'm grateful for. You know,
Who's just better looking, pink or yellow? Come on, let's get it.
Yellow has the biggest booty, come on.
Alright, let's just see him, I guess. The judge, right?
You know, somebody at one of the Power Morphicons, some huge dork, used the word legacy. And it was years ago. Like the legacy, he had a huge list. The legacy. But the fact is, I mean, this show's been on the air since 1972 in Japan, you guys. It's been on the air since I was crapping in my drawers.
That was just yesterday.
And it's coming. You know what I mean? And it's still on. So the legacy is ongoing, and that means that the fight continues. I don't know. We'll see him at the next PMC, I guess.
So my question is kind of twofold. I noticed in sort of the early Power Rangers, specifically Walter's character, his martial arts style was kind of reflected by dance moves. I was just wondering if the dancing is something that got you and what led into the martial arts, or if it was the martial arts and they just decided to give you the sweet dance moves.
I took martial arts as a kid before I knew how to dance. And you learn kata, so you learn to put movement together and a sequence. So I think maybe that probably did help me with my dancing, because then I learned to be obedient about repeating movement. And then as I got older, I danced, and when I got the show, it was just a matter of putting it all together. So it was cool. I liked it.
It was unique too. I did too as a martial artist. I thought it was pretty cool. I still think the hip hop keto, like when I hear stuff like that, or hop keto, because I'm in the martial art, I always think of him like hip hop keto. Like, be serious. But anyway, I think it's pretty cool.
And just to kind of spread out to the rest of you guys too, like what was it that was it something first before it became the martial arts that led you to the Power Rangers, or did you just see a great need to be a martial artist, or which came first kind of question?
Well, it's a chicken and the egg kind of thing, I mean, being an actor in Los Angeles, you never, if you got a face like this, you're not doing yourself justice. If you're an incredible martial artist like him, or an incredible actress like her, or a dominant, vocal performer like him, these are folks that if they don't exercise and go out and try and get acting work, then we are not fulfilling we're like not performing. We owe it to ourselves to go out and to try. And when you're lucky enough to get your goal, when you're lucky enough to be given the chance to be in a series, especially for a long time, things just fall into place. You guys remember like last week when you're freaking out about rent, you're like, rent, I don't have the money for rent, and it does seem to work itself out. Almost always. And our careers have worked themselves out. You end up in the right place at the right time.
Y'all go Power Rangers.
Yeah.
First, I want to say that I was at the panel last night, and that was awesome. My favorite Power Rangers are always going to be Catherine and Walter.
What's up? You don't like the white power?
Don't do that, sir. 72?
Yeah.
My question is for everybody. Out of all the seasons, what season would you want to do a role on those? And everyone that did multiple seasons, which one was your favorite?
I just want to be on Mighty Morphin. I mean, that was like, that's the one I think is near and dear to everyone's heart, and I'm very proud to have been a part of it.
Yeah, I think that's it. The one that starts it all. I mean, we're all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We didn't know what the future held. We didn't think it was going to be giant. We thought we got to have, we got to play for 6 months. I mean, for us, that was college. And so your freshman year is always the best year, so to speak. So I think that's what it was all about.
I knew they were going to be giants. It's all we fought, giant things. Hey, you were a captain when you first started, right? I'm getting old. Yeah.
Hey, Granger.
My question's for Walter. I was wondering, you left during season 2. Do you ever have any regrets for leaving? Kind of like how you did. I've always read it was about money. I don't know if that's completely the case or not.
It wasn't just money. I mean, it was more about the professionalism of the show. I wanted it to be a union show. It was, we'd done 2 seasons, and we'd come to the conclusion. We were doing the 2 seasons. We'd come to the conclusion of season. Well, we just finished season 2, finishing. Going into season 3, we were about to do the film, and they gave us new contracts, and they were non-union. And I was just kind of like, that's too much. So I just want to renegotiate. It didn't work out, and so that was the end. My regret is that I didn't do the movie. I wish I'd have been part of the movie. That would have been amazing. But yeah. That's why we got to make another movie. That's all. We just got to make another movie.
Let me finish my script, and then it'll happen.
Okay, so this is a question for everybody. So when I was little, I must have been under 6 when it came out, because I remember living in the old house. But
I remember that house, yeah.
In the old house.
but it must have been something to cope with my fear of like thunderstorms or something. I used to think that it was the Megazords fighting to protect me. So, of your childhood memories, what is one of like the either a coping mechanism or something just really kind of stupid and gullible that you did?
I believed in Santa Claus.
I did too, and then I saw the Barbie dream house in my mom's truck. I'm still afraid of the dark. Like literally, like if it's there are days like I'll be going to my room, and if it's dark, I'll literally like run it and like I leap onto the bed. It's just what it is. I don't know what's under that bed.
I was never a child. I popped out of my mother's head full grown.
My family is very superstitious, so there were lots of things like black cats and ladders and pointing at cemeteries. They were all no-nos, you know. Like, don't do that, bad luck. And Bloody Mary. Anybody know about Bloody Mary? Yeah, in the bathroom. Yeah, turn the lights off, you get scratched. You're like, oh my God, Bloody Mary! Yeah. You usually scratch yourself, but
I used to have an imaginary friend named Paul. And every time, and he was there every time. I'd go to sleep, and one day he just went away. That was it. It was wonderful.
Yes, Lost Galaxy.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh God.
Next. Hi, my name's Bernita, and my question's for Robert. I wanted to know what your favorite voice acting role was.
Besides Lord's Ed?
Besides Lord's Ed.
That's one of the questions that I'm tired of answering. No, actually, I really dug Wizard Mom from Digimon. Just around for 4 episodes, I was able to make a big impression. The writing was good, and it was a good storyline. So That's one of my favorites.
Just a reminder, guys, the question line is over here.
This is a question for all of you guys. I know a lot of you guys were on multiple seasons, but what are, I guess, you guys' favorite like backstage antics kind of story? I'm sure there were some, so I'd love to hear them.
Oh. That was last night.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that, so.
Yeah, you missed it.
In the first season, the cast, I know we've told this story before, but the first season, the cast went up to shoot at Vasquez Rocks, and they had to change their clothes in the makeup guy's car. Because they didn't have honey wagons in the first week.
We had to do that in the second movie. We had to do that.
Really?
We had to change.
I don't see.
Not today.
Remember that girl? Remember the gum thing? Kind of gum.
Oh yeah, he spat his gum out. This girl was like,
She
"No,
wanted the
gum."
water bottle, and
Yeah.
then she kind of gum with
He
it.
spat it out and she put it in.
That's low budget.
There was one time in the first season where we went out and we were filming at Venice Beach and in Los Angeles, and you're supposed to have a permit. We didn't have one, so we were like jumping out of the van and filming and jumping back in the van.
A drive-by shoot. That's Cat's joke, not mine.
This is for Jason there, Frank. Like Tommy, your character, it seemed like you always got to just do like anything you wanted to do, like in the show. Like you had like all the different ranger powers, and drove cars, you could jump off cliffs, and came back you're a scientist, and
That was all part of the show.
Bob Amber, freezing, whatever, Han Solo almost.
Yeah, that was
anything you
all.
could do.
That was all part of the show. All my vehicles had no keys. They didn't trust me with nothing. Like, seriously, I don't get no keys. It is. They
That's
don't know
true.
you might drive off.
Couldn't be trusted.
No, it wasn't that. It was just,
That just
it's like,
delay 3 hours.
it's not that. It's like, let's go hunting. Oh, what does it take to hunt? We'll sit in a little hunt shack for hours and not talk. No, I can't do that. I mean, that's the worst. Filming the movie was the worst. You know, it was like 99% of the time doing nothing. That's why, you know, I put my butt in Steve's face. I mean, it was nothing. It was like just trying to find stuff to do. And these guys, you know, if you need entertainment, as far as actors, when they're like cut, action, go, there's a big, you know, with us, like, yeah, all right, and cut. Already? Okay, all right, yeah. These guys are like, and cut, blah, blah, blah. They just, you know, it's still fun even after the cut. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no, let's get ready. It was like before and after, so they always.
Dude, they made us wait like 16 hours to do like. Say there was a big juice bar scene.
See, that's why I got this stuff.
Bulk and Skull like are in the background. Well, guess what? The real actors are in the front having their scene, and they are doing their talking, but they don't know whether they're going to see us. And if they've established us in the master, then they make us wait all day because they might see us again as they're doing the coverage on the other actors. Meanwhile, back in the trailer, Narvy and I are like trying to fight over the one bed and
yeah, it's horrible.
Put his butt in my face.
That's right, we always got one trailer, and we were the people who spent the most time in the trailer. There was 2 of us in that one little place. Man, meanwhile, AJ's having, you know, like beauty sleep. Aww, she had angels with harps that would sing in her trailer.
I don't know, was there a question attached to that?
AJ would fall asleep, and she'd sleep on her face, and so she'd come with a big crease. And they can't cover that up.
They're massaging her face. Oh,
And not that the show like really necessarily makes sense, but did it ever make sense that like, you know, your parents never really like ever figured out, or like your powers were just, you could just easily control the Zords and everything, like you're like in high school, like
oh, yeah, did
no
you guys
learning
even
at
have
all.
parents?
I don't know.
Yeah, we have parents. Right?
Well, you had parents, but
Oh,
it's kind of like never really turned on.
No. I think it's the beautiful thing of imagination. Like, I think that's where people connect to Power Rangers, because it is like a fantasy world. I mean, everyone, at least when I was a kid, I grew up wanting to be a superhero. I didn't want to grow up and be the one who was getting, you know, beat up. I wanted to be the hero. I wanted to be the one that saved the day. So I think it was just you know, it didn't matter. I mean, we could sit there and we like make fun and we like dissect the, you know, scenes but it was cool because everybody, I had somebody to relate to, you know?
It's a fantasy.
Don't all.
Fantasy. It's fantasy.
I was just telling you. No, it was not.
I'm sorry, it's real. It's real. It's real. It's real.
You gotta think I'm real if I'm fighting. Please don't do this.
Well, you're a little different for you. Steve's got anti-gravity powers, you know? I've seen him jump like 8 feet off the ground and do like a crazy butt scissor, like, do it! And he's gonna, dude, don't stand right here on my lip. That's real.
Next.
Okay, my name is Katie, and I have 2 questions. First one is, how is it that most of the villains knew all the Rangers' identities, but never like released that to the public? Because in the episode, use your powers if it was revealed. Why didn't the villains just reveal it?
Listen, I know who the Rangers are. I will destroy them. Facebook.
Logic says there's no place for logic in our show.
Don't even try.
They're too busy saving the world, man. It's semantics. Semantics. And Jason is anti-semantic.
Here is the semantics. Small details I can't stand. They belong to another.
No small details allowed.
And my second question is actually for Jason. Out of the 5 Rangers that you played, which one was your favorite, and why?
Well, it's kind of like having your first car, you know what I mean? Like the Green Ranger. It's just become this icon thing. And Hot Topics is weird, you know? And I think it's become like a classic car, you know? It's no fun to be a classic car, but it's cool. I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's like 20-year anniversary, you know? Like people come up and are like, yeah, oh man, I feel so old right now. Like, oh my God, I don't feel like I was, 6 when I watched it. I'm 26. I feel so old. I'm like, I really appreciate that 26 years old, you know. I would say Green was my first experience walking onto set and not knowing who in the heck Zordon was and reading all that. I found our first script. I don't even think he knows the character's name was Dexter, and it was my role between me and him in the show because it says his character's name like the ladies, and I was reading that the other day, and I'd say the Greens is first, the Dragons were fun. That's awesome.
Hi, my name is Danielle, and I kind of fell off from watching Power Rangers when you guys started turning into little kids, and so I recently went back and I watched everything from like in the VR and like the first 19 episodes of Turbo.
Thank you. Is that really the first 19? I think like until I had to share my spandex.
So my question is for I guess like Kat and Jason. Not Jason. But in the scenes when I guess they were trying to like put the pink and the red, I guess at that point, Rangers together.
Like girl from boyfriend?
Yeah, like
yeah, no, it's like what Tommy, like he's like, oh, moved on, another girl in.
Yeah.
By Amy Jo.
No, I didn't. That was.
She sent you the letter.
She did. Yeah, so I had to rebound real quick. Anyway.
So my question is like, was it written in the script or written, or was it just you just seemed awkward? Like it was an awkward relationship connection thing. It was really awkward. And then you guys didn't kiss. Amy and you kissed, but they never kissed, and I felt like, wow, it was like you got on a date that
It's a material that really should have been for an older demographic. There was no tweens at that point. Tweens is an emerging market.
The demographic was
like Undressed,
kids 3 to 11. That was the show's target audience. So the fact that they even got into any of that at all was really risky territory for them. And the network, or whatever network we were on at that point, since I think we've been on everything except NBC in the universe, they didn't really know what to do. They wanted them to do it, but every time they tried.
Wow, 50 Shades of Red.
Characters do that thing.
It was like they're on it, and
but it's hard.
Yeah. Anytime you see something like that, this is fun. Anytime you see anything like that in any show that seems like it's a bold idea and then they kind of half-ass it afterwards, you can picture a boardroom full of network execs saying, I think we should do this. I think we should do this. Those two things don't make sense. Let's just throw it all together on the script and let some poor director deal with it. I mean, that really is.
I think they were thinking of the colors more than the characters. That's what I think, because the pink and the leader or whatever were always established, and so instead of thinking about the characters, they just thought about the colors together, and I think it was a big mistake because they were very attached to Tommy and Kimberly's relationship, and it wasn't even necessary to add that much to the story. She didn't tell me. She humanized it. Yeah, the Japanese version had the pink and the red a lot.
Hey, is that Green Ranger like the Green Ranger Japanese dude? Nobody seems to know.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah, that's
anyone?
creepy.
Anyone? He's
Is
living? Raise his hand. Raise your hand if he's living. Raise your hand if you just don't know. You guys don't know that. You guys know everything. I always turn to you guys. I want to know who the Japanese actor is.
That's your homework for the next con, ladies.
Real quick, Paul.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, let go.
Continue.
Okay, real quick for Paul. How did it feel coming back to Samurai?
Dude, you know, playing Wolfmeier is always, you know, it's kind of like who I am. And, yeah, I built the character, I mean, he is me. It was a little weird doing kind of a parental kind of vibe with the kid, but it was cool. I had to run up a lot of mountains in New Zealand. And I'm not a young man anymore, so I asked them to get a stuntman, which they got for me, and he was 50 years old. Ex-New Zealand Special Forces, looked just like me, was better acted than me, smelled better than me. Had 4 kids, pretty wife, hot car. I was like, just take my life.
Real quick, I just want to say thank you guys. Just for being here, being nice, and just meeting us all, and just act kind of like loving us as much as we love you.
Thanks for coming.
My name's Jeremiah, and Karen earlier said you always wanted to be a hero, but do you guys realize how many of us you are our heroes? I mean, you especially, I told you earlier about that, and David, 2 of you have always been my favorite Ranger. Sorry, Jason.
Favoritism again.
I've always connected with Billy, and then, of course, when you came into the show, I connected with you because of everything, but you guys are our heroes. And I think that's why we're all here. So you guys need to
I was so excited to just be a working actress. And that's all I ever, other than wanting to be a hero, but that's all I ever wanted to do. So to be on this kind of show and to be able to have these type of moments with you guys now, it's like, then I don't know that I could even comprehend how big it was and how amazing it was. So I have to thank all of you for, sharing your stories and being so special to us, because you really give us more than what we probably ever could give you. I mean, it's such an amazing thing that this has lasted so long, and I'm so honored to, be a part of the family,
All right, my question
My question's for Jason, David, Frank. It seemed like on the old show.
Answer immediately.
that, and Jim, no, well, probably not. I sent it to his room because late at night, I was 11 o'clock, and we did our thing. We did the last shot for the show shooting, and I heard dee 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 dee, and I was like, seriously, I don't want to hear it. But that way, it's going off.
In like the first few seasons, like the ADR, like the voiceover stuff, it sounded like really clear. Like, you know, like it just almost sounded like, you know, it's like you guys were actually talking through your homes and stuff. Obviously, I know how that all works with voiceovers and stuff. But then when Dino Thunder rolled around, it really seemed like almost like really like muffled, like when you were like, you know, when you would talk, like when they would record it. Was there like a difference in the way that they would do that? It was the way you guys were shooting. I mean,
what was the difference? Just the way, like over here, we probably just wanted to add a little bit, but like maybe I do sound like a normal person. I know it's a lot of Power Ranger. That one Green Ranger guy who I did the voice for him the other day, he did good. Because it's a lot of, all right guys, yeah, let's go. You know, when they get actors, they're like, all right guys, let's get this going. It's just so blah. You know, you got to be over animated. But I never heard that question before, but I was assuming that production-wise, you probably just do it.
And then, were you, Jason Narvy, were you offered like to do a full season of Samurai? Or
never.
Really?
No, not at all. Not in the last bit. It was, you know, quite frankly, it was the worst mistake they ever made in their lives. No, not at all. Quite frankly, they weren't really even going to call Paulie in. They wanted younger people.
They were casting for Billy Jack and whatever his name was. They were looking for two young guys to reconstitute our types.
Yeah, and so they called Paulie in because he was still local and still had a relation with them. They called him in to help them with auditions. And they found 1,000 skinny guys with big noses, and they didn't find any, well, bulky guys, quite frankly, you know. So therefore, they're like, Paulie, you know, they watched the footage of Paulie coaching the actors in the audition. They're like, oh, well, Paulie back. I said, Paulie, come back. I said, I'm not going to come back. Paulie, come back. I'm not going to come back. Paulie, come back. I'll come back to bring Narvy back. Like, we're not going to bring Narvy back. Paulie, come back. Paulie said, I'm not going to come back. So that's pretty much how it went. Is they could not, they could find 1,000 guys like me. And they also wanted to retain the youth part, at least in small. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
Yeah. There's no one like you.
The pleasant fragrance, it actually.
Romance.
Oh my God.
I smell that. I smell that.
I have two questions. The first one is for you, Jason. When you first came on the show, you started as like a bad guy. Did you know that you were going to like be this like bad Green Ranger, or like were you introduced that way? Or like you're gonna come as a good Ranger, you're just gonna start out bad?
I just came and I was hired for 10 episodes, and then I was brought into a limo like all other Hollywood stuff, and we're gonna get you a big star. We want to do this, we want to do that, you know. And I was a kid at the time, you know. I mean. It was just 5 years ago, and
Thank you, Catherine. Hello? Yeah, this don't even work. It doesn't work. Anyway,
Really happy. You talk. They're so impressed.
So impressed. Thank you. So yeah, Kimberly dumped me. I'm in this recovery center to really, you know, try to be a better person and. You know, just block that wall, you know what I'm saying?
It's a Ranger recovery program.
I was only hired for 10 episodes, and then, you know, it is what it was. And, you know, you're in Hollywood, you sometimes gotta, you know, can't believe, but, hey, we're gonna do this, and hey, I heard that my whole life.
The producers did know that that character was going to become primary.
What, the Green Ranger?
Yeah, they did. That was
well,
planned.
I don't think so, because when the Green Ranger was gone, I was hired to do Cybertron, and I was done from that series. Yeah. And I was selling VR Troopers, and I was so happy to get away, because I had my own stage, and it was just one actor, and I was like, cool, I'll be over here. Brad Hawkins, who did VR Troopers, was going to be the White Ranger on the show. So we ended up crossing paths. Yeah, Brad Hawkins was going to be the White Ranger, and I'm so glad I took his back, you know, we switched back.
Well, and I remember Tony, I think they knew that he was going to be the breakout favorite, but Tony Oliver tells the story that they thought that he died off, and then suddenly he came back later, and they're like, uh-oh. Like, they literally didn't know, because they were getting the footage from Japan, writing and filming pretty quickly in the turnover. And at one point they realized he came back and went, uh-oh.
Yeah, but they ran out of Japanese footage completely. That's why we had to shoot the American footage with the tinfoil stuff on, you know what I mean? And I had to be in that costume. I'm probably the only guy that did fight scenes as the Green Ranger in my full helmet, fighting Austin in the Dark Dimension. I'm not too sure. When I left the show, the petitions went out and said, well, kids want to eat and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't realize that until I watched my little girl watch that Wizard of World place a couple days ago or last night or whatever, and she was really sad that the wizards were losing their powers, you know? And that's how the kids were when the Green Ranger lost his powers. And I was going to go to VR Troopers and do all that stuff, but they can make anything happen. You know, Austin came back as a Gold Ranger. That was a cool costume, you know? They could have made him stay if they wanted to, but they just ran out of footage because that's why we keep switching seasons to seasons. And now, I truly believe they switch every year because they don't want actors to have any kind of power. They don't want kids to, it's true, they don't want kids to understand, oh, my characters, man, and then it's a power thing. They switch seasons every year and hire you for 40 and hire you for 40, and it's just confusing. When someone said they got lost in Lost Galaxy, I would agree. I don't even know when Lost Galaxy was. I got lost when that, you know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's just my opinion.
All right, this is going to be the last question.
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. You helped instill values in me, you know, growing up watching the show, learning, you know, good from wrong. I started watching the show, not to say it, but when I was 6, and now I'm getting to be 27. So
take a hike.
For everybody in the room, could we get you guys to stand up, scream out its Morphin time, and then call out your power?
Please.
Which power do you want me to call out?
Green. Yeah.
All of them. I can't say. I can't say. Wait,
It's chewing time. Dragon Zord. Mastodon.
Triceratops.
Amnesia.
Saber-tooth tiger.
Shield.
Pink Ranger
power.
Pink Ranger power. Pink Ranger power. Thanks, guys. Be
Vulcan Skull battle at 3 o'clock.
Guys, I'll see you. We'll be at our booths for a little while. Some have to leave now. I'm not leaving for like a few hours, but I want to thank you guys for coming to Lexington. You guys made Lexington rock this year.